Good afternoon, everyone. We are the STEM Linkers, and before we get started, we have a mnemonic device that will keep you energized. So who knows what STEM stands for? You're right, yeah. And we don't want you to ever forget that. So please stand up. Stand up. You may have heard this song before. It's to a very familiar tune. So here we go. Science, technology, engineering, and math.
And it's Janet's birthday on Friday, too.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I hope you're all raring and ready to go here. Okay, so we are the STEM Linkers, and I am Janet Peel, a Youth Services Librarian at the Wilmette Public Library. Our group is comprised of 2 children's librarians, a teen librarian, a public library director, and a school librarian. We're from the Chicago suburbs, Western Illinois, and Central Illinois. As public libraries do more and more science, technology, engineering, and math, or programming, and offer more technological resources, it's time to rethink our relationships with local schools. We've all worked for years to develop relationships centered on books and reading, but times are changing. In schools, kids are using iPads, making movies, designing video games, and so much more. Libraries need to support those activities, but how? We need to gather new information, form relationships with different staff members, and communicate in new ways. We need to answer new questions. What technology-focused clubs are schools offering? What kinds of equipment and software do they use? And what are their long-term technology plans? With these questions in mind, our group decided to work to strengthen relationships between public libraries and schools' technology programs. We set out to find the best practices in school library technology communication. Today, we'll talk about that search and what we found. We'll discuss our work with STEM projects, the role of the Learning Management System, or LMS, in school library communication, and the new ways we found to support our local schools. So now I will turn it over to Brad Jones and Katie Lamantia.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Brad Jones. I'm the Youth Technology Librarian at the Skokie Public Library.
And I'm Katie Lamantia. I'm the teen librarian at the Schaumburg Township District Library.
So when our group got together, we identified this need for increased cooperation and communication between public libraries, school librarians, teachers, public librarians, specifically around STEM ideas and projects. But primarily, the need we saw was this communication need, because as a public librarian, I know very well we've got stacks and stacks of resources, but getting them to the school librarians and the teachers in a timely manner, you can give them a list of resources at the beginning of the year and it'll go woo. But if you can give it to them when they need it, that was what we were looking at. And so we thought, wouldn't it be great if we could build like an asynchronous website so people could leave a message like, I have this need, and we could go in and say, oh, we have the resource for that, or they could communicate.
That would be like the best thing ever.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we thought, great, we'll build this thing. And then we went and checked in with our community reps, and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What is the one thing that teachers have very little of?
Time.
Time. If it's not integrated into their existing workflow, it's probably not going to happen because they don't have the time.
So, how do we solve this problem? What is out there?
We made an important discovery. There is already something out there in place in the teacher's workflow that they're already using to communicate on. It is called the Learning Management System. So how many people here have heard of a learning management system? How many people use it in their school?
Or use it ever?
Has anyone ever used one? Okay, everybody who has their hands down, you're wrong.
What have you used?
Because you've been participating in ILEAD U, you've been using something called
Web Junction!
Web Junction is a learning management system. It's where you can leave a message, read a message, leave resources, discover resources, share ideas.
Communicate with each
Oh,
other.
sorry.
No, it's okay. So what exactly is a learning management system? It's a continually evolving digital platform that allows users to create, manage, and share ideas, resources, and academic content. It also usually involves a social networking component. Does this look familiar to anyone? Sound familiar? It should. So, there are many different types of LMSs. Dun da da da. Do any of these look familiar to anyone? Yes, I mean, not just Web Junction, but the others too. So there's like a million of these out there, and we did not have a definition for this at all. Didn't know it was out there. This ILEAD has brought it to us. So there are many different examples. Web Junction, Blackboard, many of you from college might remember this. Haiku, Web Junction, Coursestan. I'm going to actually share with you my schools. So I work in Schaumburg Township District Library, which has, let's see, here we go. We use Schoology. When I was talking with my community, oh no. Come back. Hit what button? Technical difficulties, but it's okay. So I can keep talking a little bit. I can banter. It's okay. So, hi. Anyways, my school or my library is involved with 3 different, what are you doing? Yay, Andy to the rescue, Sandy to the rescue. Awesome. So, I need my notes. Sorry. Anyways, my community user representative was the manager of all digital technology at all 5 high schools for District 211. And he introduced this wonderful thing called Schoology. So this was instated actually at the district level. It's not always done that way, and it has 85 to 90% user rate. And it was an administrative decision, but it very much is in use by students, teachers, parents, all used in different ways. So something you may notice, it looks a heck of a lot like Facebook. So that also definitely has that social networking component. He actually gave me access to a lot of this stuff, but you can look for courses. I'm not involved with any because I don't teach anything at the high schools. But you can browse, and it's really cool what you can see here. A lot of them, if they don't have an access code, you can see what they have, and it's kind of cool because you can creep on them. So
Exactly.
we're all about the creeping. So you can find out what they're doing. You can join different groups, which I think is probably the most beneficial thing because you can find out what people not even in your district or schools are doing. This is also a group that is national, if I can find it. Work. Oh, come on. All right, I can show you my profile, maybe. Yes. Hi, ILEAD. Anyways, so I created my own little profile on here. I wrote that I was a librarian teacher, or a librarian, I should say, not a teacher. Not that cool. Anyways, and I put out there that you can call me. I'm good for anything. I can help you with anything. Yes, sorry. I'm really trying to get to the STEM site, and I don't know why it's not letting me. Oh, come on. Come on. Maybe? Oh. Sorry for the tech fails here. But anyways, you could put out really cool cries for help with this. Find out what other people are doing. Okay, well actually, it kind of downloads into a feed. So this guy posted in our STEM group that I'm a part of. Looking to download a virtual TI-30X calculator. Does anyone have any advice? Someone probably from across the country answered that reply. So it's a really great resource, even if you're just looking for stuff, not necessarily what's going on in your community, but on a national level. So all of these LMSs have one common goal. So this is just a little bit fun things for you to do here. And I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint now. Aw, darn. It really doesn't like this. Yes! Awesome. So what do these things all have in common? All these various types. They all have a social media look or feel, kind of like Facebook. Free or inexpensive, which was a huge surprise to us, which I know in these budget-strapped times is very, very important. Schoology is free. I didn't know that. CoreStand, free, sort of. Dropbox, it also has groups, message boards, resource sharing, so we're all about communicating. So, yay! Sparkle, pretty rainbow. This is what we like. Resource sharing, awesome.
Yeah, this is the magic rainbow unicorn. Just like Mr. LaRue was talking about this morning, you can be an embedded community reference presence. You can go to them at the point of need and say, we've got that.
Excellent. You're going to have to momentarily, so we can go to the next slide, which is where we asked our lovely librarian friends at our Tinker meeting, asking them what they thought of this, if they had any clues this existed. This is a technology networking group, so it's all awesome people like you who are pretty tech savvy. What did they have to say? Let's find out. Oh, come on. Oops. This worked earlier, I swear. Should I escape? It's all the way up. What about her? It should be all the way up. It worked, I promise. Oh, no, it wasn't, I promise, I swear. Let's do it her. Let's fix her too. Let's look. Thank you. Thank you. Amanda's awesome. Let's be nice to her.
I can't see.
Oh. No. No, you're going. Ah! Don't look. Let me. Hey. Oh, no. Okay, we're good. From current slide. I know. Perils of being an awesome 21st century librarian.
Pretend that never happened.
We live to
Hello,
serve.
thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk with you via the phone. I just have to say that one of the comments made today, that we need to embed ourselves in their system, is key to the success of this program. 100 years ago when I was a classroom teacher, I had no time to find out what people had to offer me. And I know that that sounds ridiculous, but it is in fact the truth. Unless they were coming to my door and now electronically coming to my computer, I wouldn't find out about them. It's a 15-hour-a-day job as it is. You just don't have time to take that extra moment to go find what your local librarian could offer you. We need to go bang on their doors. Thank you.
Yes, these people were awesome and did this on the spot, like 5 minutes after we showed them and introduced them to what an LMS is. They were kind of amazed, and they were really great participants in this.
All right, well, I'm very excited to be thinking about these learning management platforms because I work a lot with schools and with the school libraries, but I have to say I have no idea what they're using within their own schools to communicate with each other. And I like the idea that if I can talk to them about what they're using, that maybe we could join a network they're already on and just be sharing our information and learning from them without making the school librarians go through extra steps because they are extremely busy people. So it's just about trying to help them without making them do extra work.
Yay, thank you to our participants. Awesome people. So they're not here, but that's okay. So while LMSs are an amazing tool and feature that schools and libraries can utilize, we realize there are a ton out there, and there are more and more every day, it seems, that are coming. So, and different libraries often encompass multiple districts, and they use multiple LMSs. I think Brad's Skokie,
Yeah,
right?
several, and I think none of them are actually implemented yet. One is thinking about Core Stand, but I think most of your districts will find this. If they are using them already, there might be only part of the district, or there'll be different ones in one district.
So kind of to overcome this barrier, we attempted to create an aggregator, which would have been really awesome, and it would have like pulled all data from it. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Guess what? It's really expensive. So
we contacted a developer.
Yeah.
And pitched the proposition. What was it?
it was about $12,000. Yeah. We thought so, and we're like, please, we're poor librarians. And they didn't buy it. Anyways. So we thought it was a no-go, but it'd be a really great idea in the future. I mean, you wouldn't have to go searching every individual website, get every individual login, become friends with people. It would be a really awesome idea, and yeah, it would be great. But instead, we did other really cool things. So I'm going to turn it over, I think, now at this point.
Next, we have a real-life example of LMS in action with Annette.
Okay, I'm Annette Heinzman. I am the middle school librarian for Decatur Public Schools. And these guys, one of our meetings, they were talking about these LMSs, and I'm like, okay, I know my teachers have online grade books that they use. I don't really know much other about if there's other aspects of that, because as being a specialist, I don't have access to that kind of stuff. So I went back and started talking to some of my teachers, and they were like, and I said something about an LMS, and they're like, okay, what's an LMS? So then I explained what it was. And they're like, well, I think ours can do that, but nobody does it, nobody uses it. So I'm like, okay, here we go. So back to what they were saying on the videos, we don't have one in place. I'm going to try thinking, okay, as Beck was saying this morning, here's my beta thing. So I'm going to try to create an LMS for at least my buildings. And those of you out there that are school librarians know that what you need to do is you need to find your 1, 2, 3, however many people you can manage to manipulate to get to join you. So I talked to teachers in all of my buildings. John is our community rep, my community rep at Decatur Public Library. So I created a Schoology account and invited multiple teachers to join Schoology. I got them that far. They're on Schoology. I then created, and this is an ongoing process. I'm playing with this as I go. I created a group, and so this was the group I created. I, at this point in time, have 4 members, of one of which finally got on last night. We've been emailing back and forth with me, trying to give her directions on how to get on. But one of the things that I had been doing was I had done a book talk for one of the 6th grade classes earlier last week. And so I was trying to give the public librarian a heads up that they were going to start doing biographies. My biography collection at this particular building is not the newest or the most relevant. So I knew the kids were going to be going down there and hitting them hard. So I wanted him to know that that was coming. And then as I'm continuing to play with this, there's a real good help section, so I managed to go and create an album. And then if you want to. So this was the book talk that I had given to the 6th graders. I discovered when I wanted to upload my PowerPoint that it would not upload as a PowerPoint. So I was very impressed that I managed to go back to the PowerPoint and change it to JPEGs. And then I could upload it as a JPEG, which a lot of you sitting there, it's like, well, that's no big deal. Well, when you're my age, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And then the other day when we were sitting out here practicing all of this and playing around with this, Jan and I discovered that we could go to the comments section and we could put the website for the book trailer. So anyway, that's just, so this is a continuing, ongoing thing. I want to go back and add the rest of the book trailers, because what I ended up doing with this is I ran out of time to do the full book talk with the sixth graders, so I ended up emailing my PowerPoint to the sixth grade teacher, and now I'm thinking, okay, fine, if I put it on here, then I can get the rest of the sixth grade teachers in my other two K-8s, when they get to the point that they're doing Egypt, like here, go look here, this is already there. So it's not a matter of I have to email everybody each time. So, as I said, this is my ongoing, this is my beta, this is my continuing group thing. My hope is, my goal is, maybe we get it sort of close to what Katie had. I really would like to at least get my 5 buildings, the teachers talking to each other. You know, if we can expand it and get it to where, you know, a lot of the district is talking to each other, that would be wonderful. But at this point in time, you know, if I can get at least my 5 buildings talking to each other and giving each other some good ideas, that's what we're going to look at from here. So that's my thing with Schoology. And now Claire's got another more real-life example.
Hi, I'm Claire Crawford. I'm the director of the Geneseo Public Library, and I was a school librarian in Iowa and Illinois. And in Library Journal, they always talk about the power of collaboration. And my thought was, how can we keep the library open? How can we keep the library open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Well, we decided to make some online sites. On our webpage, we linked it with the STEM Linker site. So when the students are doing some kind of science fairs, or they're doing Lego League in the elementary school, and in our high school we have Robotics League, we implemented some STEM sites to our webpage. I also made a sign for the science fair. It was a big trifold billboard that says STEM Linkers link success by sharing school libraries and public libraries. And on each of the flowers, I put a new STEM site that they could use for their research project. So we were just trying to incorporate the importance of STEM 24 hours a day. What I wanted to talk about was what our group spent the money on. We bought some laptops, we bought charging materials, we've bought software equipment for building. We also bought, I bought a Lego Advanced. Our elementary school has a beginning software program. We bought the advanced software program. So we're just trying to complement, because the schools have a limited budget and so do we. So we try to have something that they can both use. So anyway, the thing that was so important, I think, with STEM is you'll see it on our webpage with ILEAD USA, and all of our notes and links are there. And I would like to turn it over to Janet Peel for our conclusion.
Can you hear me through this? No. All right. So what we found was that learning management systems are a great way to enhance communication between public libraries and their local schools. They're an efficient and inexpensive way to get access to teachers, librarians, and administrators, especially when it comes to STEM learning. It may take some time to get buy-in and build participation from your constituents, but it's worth it for the information you'll glean and the partnerships you'll forge. To sum up, here are some best practices for public librarians for communicating through an LMS. First, connect personally with teachers or other staff through emails, phone calls, or an in-person meeting. Next, find out what type of LMS your school uses. Get invited. After that, make your presence known. Form a group for your library and populate it. Answer questions, offer resources, and help. After that, connect with key players. Those could be TAC coordinators, school librarians, teachers, STEM groups, or power users. And finally, be responsive. Act on what you've learned. For instance, if you find out that all the kids have iPads, be prepared to support them at the library as well as you can. So our group learned a lot about LMSs and how they work, especially through setting up a Schoology program. We also learned a lot about the STEM projects going on in our schools and communities. We feel that the connections we made through our presence on LMSs, combined with the coordination we did with the schools to buy STEM technology that supports their projects, plans, and students, have strengthened both our libraries and the schools in our communities. I would also like to thank our mentor, John Spears. Thank you. And do you guys have any questions? Yes.
You're just starting this new Schoology.
Correct.
How much trust do you have that they'll actually use it? Would they tend to be someone who would be communicating technologically?
Probably not. I mean, not building to building, no. I mean, we have like quarterly PLC meetings. It's kind of like a whole district meeting. So like a lot of the social studies teachers all meet together, and they had done some talking among themselves, like Kim was going to do this, and so somebody else thought, well, maybe that would be good that when they got to that point they could do that kind of thing. So they've kind of I guess that's why I had more of the social studies stuff up there, because that's kind of who my groundwork teachers are. So Kim and I had already done a few things when I was working on some of my master's classes, and Amy and I had done some things, so I guess that's where I'm going to start, is with them. I think I can get them to buy in enough, if nothing else, because I'm going to bug them about it really bad. So, and then I'm hoping from there it goes to some of the other teachers.
On the same kind of lines there, do the teachers use anything like Schoology or Edmodo with their students?
Not
Either one of them?
Not that I mean, I know they don't do like the Edmodo. I mean, one of the things I noticed when I was first going on Schoology, in my one building in particular, they are all real big into the Reach 101.
Remind 101?
Or Remind 101, right. So that was something new that building in particular is trying, and I think once that word gets out, that's going to spread.
What is Remind 101? Remind 101.
Go ahead. You probably know more about that than I do.
You can set up an account and it basically you can then feed out reminders to your student's phone, parents' phone, administrator's phone. Yeah, so basically it gives you a code, you do a check class, they text that code in, and they're on your list. So you don't need any of their phone numbers, they don't have your cell phone number, and you can actually, through the website or the app, you can schedule what you want sent out, at what time, what day, and to what group.
And it's kind of like just a blanket message, so it's not individually to each. Right.
Is that the same as Blue Sky? I don't know. They use that in our school district to let people know whenever, which is like an automated call home. Yeah. And then it's much more,
I know the 7th and 8th grade parents in particular are really buying into that big time.
Yeah, like Walgreens, hey, your show this text, right?